Hey there, Taurus. Welcome to your reading for the week of October 11th. Taurus, we're going to see what is going on for you this week. And sorry, let's get the pen out of the shot, right? But let's see. I'm just going to do a short Celtic cross for you this week. So let's see what is going on here. Taurus, and it looks like a pretty good week. It's been a pretty good week for pretty much everybody, I would say, so things could be like improving. You start off here in your current general energy as the moon, so for a lot of you, I do get like a lot of dreaming energy here. Everybody has had the Knight of Swords, which is crazy. The Knight of Swords has come up for quite a few signs. I feel this like wanting to rush type of energy off the Knight of Swords, and that's what I've been getting for pretty much everyone. And again, really, we're at the end of the retrograde. The retrograde ends on Monday of next week, the 18th. And so I feel like everybody's like, it's like when we finally get that relief, and other planets are going direct as well. Jupiter will be going direct on the same day. So, it's like I think when we have been in retrograde energy, like we have been for such a long time, it's like we just want to start moving forward. We want to put our plans into action. So that's kind of like what I feel for you here on the moon. And but maybe also not feeling ready are the words that are popping into my head. Your crossing energy is the Two of Cups. This is your crossing energy. I also feel that this is your answer here, Taurus. It's like if you're feeling like you want to move forward on anything in your life, a relationship, a business, a spiritual belief, health, whatever, the Two of Cups just says that maybe you're feeling like you're not ready with this moon card, because the Two of Cups is like things are different. These two people are meant to look like two very different people on this card. And what I feel for you is it's like maybe you've been planning something throughout the retrograde period of time, and it's like now you're getting ready to launch something. Let's say you're launching a business. The thing that could be kind of like stopping you here is that maybe things have changed, or things are not turning out as well, or the same way that you would like whatever you have set up in your mind. And I feel like this is saying don't get too stuck on like how you get to the finish line. I feel like it's saying this whole entire reading, I feel like it's saying you're going to accomplish your goal, or you're going to get to the finish line, but don't try to I feel like it's almost asking you to be more present, this reading. Because if we live too much in the future and we are have all these plans, it's not a bad thing to have a plan, of course not. But at the same time, if we are too strict with our plans, or if we don't allow for any wiggle room, then we can get stuck, right? And I feel like this is saying don't do that with the Two of Cups. I do also feel like there could be love coming in for you here, someone who is a perfect match. There's too much waffly energy, I would say, on this Page of Pentacles as your outcome. It's like it looks good as far as love is concerned, but at the same time, I feel like there needs to be, I feel like going like this, kind of land the plane type of energy here, Taurus, where it's things need to get moving forward here. So I kind of get an impatient energy off of this Knight of Swords as well. I don't know if that's you or a person you're dealing with or will be dealing with in the future, but it's things need to get moving forward here. In the area of your thoughts, you have this Six of Cups here. This is a good energy. I kind of feel this dreamy vibe. You're the third sign this week where I feel very dreamy. I feel like I'm in kind of a dreamland type of energy here. But I'm seeing this as two things where it's I feel like you see the fantasy side of love, for example, what the fantasy could be. But then I also feel like there's this kind of layer. It's almost like I'm seeing layers. That's a good way to describe it. It's you see the fantasy side, but I also feel like you get slapped by reality as far as love is concerned. It's you see the lovey stuff, but then I feel like there's also this very real side of relationships where it's you have to pay bills. You have to, if you're moving in with a person, then it gets really real. It's you have to watch them do weird stuff all the time. And then it's it's all the stuff that isn't sexy, right? And that's what I mean by layers. So I feel for some of you, it's you want to live in that, more romantic side of things as far as love is concerned. But it's you're also kind of looking at the reality of a situation as well. I don't know if this is a good or a bad thing. We're going to clarify this in just a minute, but it's kind of I'm getting that whole you have to take the good with the bad type of situation here. But part of me feels maybe you're just looking for the person where it's there's more of the romance side of things, more of that kind of dreamy stuff than there's less of the the bad stuff, right, is what I would say here. Everybody's got their problems, right, Taurus? In the area of your foundation, you have the Knight of Pentacles. It's you're ready to start. he has these empty fields behind him, and he needs to get moving. Look, Knight of Pentacles, King of Pentacles, Page of Pentacles, time to get started. Time for you to get moving. Time for you to get moving on a project, business, or, whatever your idea is. Could also be love here, but, I feel you're maybe being a little bit too cautious. In the area of the past, you have the Star. I feel like a lot of you have healed from Tower moments with an S, plural. I feel like you've had multiple Tower situations. And this is what you're healing from with the Star card. With this, so I feel like you have kind of healed with the Star card in a lot of ways. With the Knight of Swords here, again, I get this rushing energy, so I just wouldn't rush anything. This is in the area of your near future. I also just feel that you need to kind of I do feel like this is talking about movement, but I feel like it's saying, I would, I just said to Virgo that, I would do things on purpose. I kind of get the same energy for you. The Knight of Swords, it's he just does things because he feels restless. He doesn't necessarily do things on purpose. What does doing things on purpose means? It means, if you're building a business, it's there are certain things that work, there are certain things that are just busy work, right? And I've met so many people over the years in business where it's they don't actually do anything. They just do busy work, right? And it doesn't get anything accomplished. So, I feel like the Knight of Swords is saying, don't just rush for the sake of rushing. Make sure that you're doing things on purpose. Make sure, Knight of Wands right here. Knight of Wands is saying, what do you desire to do? And I also like to remind people, when I get multiple nights like this, 80-20 rule, Knight of Pentacles, 80-20 rule, if you don't know what it is, it means that you're going to get 80% of your results from 20% of the work that you do. So what is important? What is the important stuff? What is going to get you the biggest result, right? And I feel like that's what you should focus on. Is focus on doing the things that actually, lead to progress. Don't just focus on doing things just so you don't feel restless, right? And so I would, make sure you're doing things on purpose. In the area of the next few months, you have the Seven of Wands here. Pretty good card. I like the Seven of Wands in this situation here, because the Seven of Wands is a card of conviction. It's a card of knowing that that something is going to be successful, or knowing that that something is right to you. It's it's 1,000% commitment to accomplishing something. So I feel like you're very committed at this time to being successful. In the area of your closest relationships, you have the Knight of Wands here. Knight of Wands, card of inconsistent energy. I do feel like you could be dealing with someone or multiple people who are kind of inconsistent. I don't really think it's a bad thing. I think you're just noticing that maybe over the next few months, even not just this week, but months. I feel like people could be coming in, going out, and just kind of very kind of floaty energy. I actually don't feel like it's bothering you at all as far as your closest relationships are concerned. I feel like it's fine. I also feel like some of you could be understanding the Knight of Wands is a card of desires, and that for whatever reason that's popping into my head as important for you, Taurus. I would focus on your desires. I almost feel like your intuition is guiding you more at this time, and the challenge I would say from this, just looking at this reading here, is I feel like you're looking for things that are it's almost like you're looking for practical reasons for doing things, right? Practical reasons. But I feel like things are very impractical, like this person over here. I don't know why I feel like they're impractical, but, I feel like your intuition is telling you, maybe you're building a business, and maybe there's, maybe you're oh, I should do a YouTube video, but maybe everybody, I would be very careful of comparing yourself with that Two of Cups, because maybe you have a certain type of business, maybe everybody else does their business a certain way, but you're oh, I'll do YouTube videos, or I'll promote it on Twitter or whatever. I would follow your intuition. I wouldn't follow the practical advice, because we're living in a very impractical time, right? So it's what do we have to do? We have to do what's impractical so that we can fit in. That's what I feel like you're realizing for whatever reason with that Knight of Wands. I don't know. Weird message, but I'll take it. Next, you have in the area of your future feelings, you have you showing up here, the King of Pentacles, Taurus. So I feel like you're in a very stable position, actually, and I feel like you're feeling established in the near future. Not much to say there. In the area of your outcome, you have the Page of Pentacles. Too nitpicky is what I would say to you here. I would say don't try to make things perfect with the Page of Pentacles energy. I would say imperfect action is going to be your best friend in this reading, especially with this Page of Pentacles. Sometimes I think, there is no such thing as perfect, and I feel like if you're trying to do things perfectly, you're just not going to be successful. Again, I've worked with a lot of people in business, and, over the years, I had a marketing agency before I started doing tarot, and I've worked with a ton of people. I used to work in similar industries as well. And I would have people who would be like, this person who was, maybe their competitor is doing better, but look at all the spelling mistakes on their website. And I'd be like, what? Exactly. You're trying to be perfect. You're not putting things out. You're not getting things done. They're just putting things out. They're not worried about spelling. They're not worried about all this other stuff. They're just getting things in motion. They're fixing things later. It's like, yes, should you be as professional as you possibly can? Yes. Should you try to make things look as good as you possibly can? Yes. But there comes a point where it's like you just have to start moving forward. And that's what I feel for you here. It's like if you are, I kind of get this like a little bit of a waiting energy, especially like I was saying with this moon in the two of Cups. It's almost like I said, I see layers. It's like you have this dream of how things are going to work out, but there's like the reality of how things are going to actually work out. So for those of you in work or business, I would get moving. For sure. In love, by the way, I do feel like there could be love coming in for you as well. But let's see where this is going for you, Taurus. With the Two of Cups here, you have the Ace of Swords. Definitely a victory coming in for you, but again, the sword cuts both ways. The thing about the swords cards in the tarot is they're all double-edged swords. Ace of Swords is a good card, but it represents needing to make a sacrifice so that you can have abundance. You have the palm frond over here, which represents sacrifice, and you have the olive branch over here, can represent offer of peace, but it can also represent abundance, things like that. So I feel for some of you, it's like you need to sacrifice perfection for something else. With the Six of Cups here, you have the Page of Wands. Yeah, I would just go on the adventure. Like, I wouldn't think too far forward with this Knight of Swords either, especially if you're looking for love here, Taurus. I feel like in love, it's like you could be thinking like, oh, this is going to be fun, but like, when's the fun going to end? It's like I almost get this feeling of needing to be more present, like I said. With the Knight of Swords, you have the Nine of Pentacles. Yeah, I feel like you have everything you need here with the Nine of Pentacles. I would focus on the foundation, which is weird. That's what I'm getting off the Nine of Pentacles. I read intuitively. That's not really what the Nine of Pentacles represents, but like if you're building a business or starting a company or something like that, or if you're trying to build in your career, I would focus on the basics right now, the foundational things, that you are going to be building upon. The King of Pentacles here, you have these, I'm noticing that you have these grapes here on the back of the Nine of Pentacles, and then he has grapes all over his cloak. I almost see that some of you, it's like the things you're doing now, I've said this to you before, Taurus, it just popped into my head. I'm having major deja vu because I've said this to you before. It's like the things you're doing now are going to greatly affect your future. So it's like you're building upon this foundation. Very important. With the Seven of Wands, Six of Wands, Six of Wands is a card of excellence. It is a card of success. It is a card of abundance and things like that as well. So I feel like there's a lot of abundance coming in for you here. It reminds me, again, it's funny because, it kind of like, I always think about, the whole perfection thing. Even though this is a card of excellence and being excellent, it's like, again, if you're trying to be perfect, I feel like you're not getting anywhere. I always think of, the people who criticize me, right? I've had people who have tarot channels criticize some of the ways I read tarot, and I'm not making this statement so that you can defend me here, Taurus, but what I'm saying is that I find it interesting that a lot of the people who do that, it's like they have one or two videos on their channel. I've seen it happen multiple times where people who will have one or two videos over the past 10 years come in and criticize the way I'm reading. It's like, well, why don't you focus on yourself, number one? But it's like I can tell. It's like that is the energy of perfection. Someone who is trying not to make a mistake. It's like if I ever make a mistake, some of these people will come and jump all over it, right? And it's like, are they looking for mistakes? And I'm not saying this to inspire sympathy for me. I'm saying this because I wonder if those people, if really they're coming from a place of perfection or trying to be perfect, which doesn't exist. We all make mistakes, plain and simple. With the Knight of Wands, I would be careful of anyone inconsistent in general because they could be a liar, cheater, stealer. Again, the Seven of Swords is a card of perfection. Why? Because he is trying to carry all seven swords and he can't. He can't carry all seven swords on his own. He is trying to make things perfect by carrying taking all these swords away from this army in the background. The card says he can't carry all seven swords. So Things will never be perfect. He also has polka dots all over his cloak. Polka dots in the tarot represent needing to not take things too seriously, needing to have more fun. I definitely get that vibe from your reading here, Taurus, and I feel like it'll help. It'll just free things up. With the King of Pentacles, you have the Hierophant. The King of Pentacles plus the Hierophant is the way things have always been done. It is inside the box thinking. Again, pretty simple reading. I mean, really, your reading is just saying probably your craziest ideas. I was kind of saying this earlier. It's like your crazy ideas are the ones that are probably going to work at this time. Definitely you showing up here, Taurus twice, so showing up in a strong position. And with the Page of Pentacles, you have the Justice card. If you're stuck as far as moving forward is concerned, the Justice card just says that you need to put energy into something. If it starts to work, keep doing it. Do what works. Again, 80-20 rule on the Justice card. Justice is cause and effect. Does something return energy to you when you put energy into it? If the answer is yes, keep doing it. If the answer is no, stop. Plain and simple. I feel like this is the answer. I feel like saying this reading is the answer for those of you that are stuck or something like that. Those are the words that are popping into my head. So if you are stuck, I feel like this reading is for you in any area of your life. Love, money, business, spirituality, health, whatever. Pretty interesting reading. I do feel like there's success coming in for you. For those of you that are looking for love, I feel like you could be meeting someone that you could marry. But there's something about this like layer thing that I'm seeing here in my head. I would say don't try to look for something that is perfect. There is no such thing as a perfect relationship, right? So I feel like when we just say, it is what it is, I feel like you need to like work. I feel like more people need to do this in general. I feel like more people need to work backwards from their goals in love. Like, what are your goals in love? Are your goals just to date? Just date. I feel like there's so much judgment going on. I see it all over YouTube. Because I do tarot, I get recommended tons of videos, right? About love, mostly, for the most part, because I happen to have a tarot channel, right? And it's like I see both sides of everything that's going on. I see the red pill guys out there that are all about, just dating a bunch of women. I see the other side of things where there are people who want to get married. I see, all these people who are against both sides and all this other stuff. But you know what I think? I think if you want to just date. Like, who cares? But maybe that's what you really want. I feel like you need to work backwards, and more people need to do that. If you want to have a family, then that's what you should be focusing on, going out and having a family. And I don't think there should be any judgment or anything like that. Because again, what the thing that cracks my ass up about all this here, Taurus, is I watch the red pill guys and they're all like, oh, there are no women to marry and all this other stuff. Then I watch I get recommended the videos from the people who are married, who want to have a traditional family. And there are like tons of people on that side of people who want to get married. It's like, I think people are having a problem just matching up with their tribe or, finding the right group of people. So, I feel like you should work backwards. What do you want? And then go out and find it. And, again, if you want to get married, there are probably places where people who actually want to get married hang out. I don't know, church and things like that, right? I'm generalizing here. There are places where people who just want to date go. Nightclubs, things like that. Go there. It's like, I feel like you need to figure out like what you want if you're looking for love. Other than that, really good reading. So thank you for listening to me rant here, Taurus. Really appreciate it. And thank you for watching. But thank you, and definitely enjoy your week.